Okay, here we are for part 2, chapter 10. Eddie, we need you. We're going to China and you're our Chinese interpreter. You're not talking me into this, Addison. He crossed his arms. This may come as a surprise to you, but my idea of fun summer vacation does not involve running from Hong Kong triads. Addison knew from hard-earned experience how best to appeal to Eddie's better judgment. He took a deep breath and spoke calmly, using the sort of soothing voice dentists employ with nervous patients. Eddie, when the Mongols sacked Beijing, it was the largest city in the world. The Mongols burned the city, killed the inhabitants, and stacked the skulls so high travelers arriving across the plains thought they were seeing white, snowy mountains in the distance. Eddie listened. He wasn't sure where Addison was heading with all this. Thousands of cartloads of treasure left the burning city for weeks, heading for Mongolia, the plunder of the richest city on earth. And think of it, Eddie. Beijing was just one of the hundreds of cities the Mongols pillaged. The entire wealth of the medieval world was taken to Mongolia and buried in Genghis Khan's tomb. Eddie leaned against the gunwale, watching the flickering lights of Hong Kong shimmering like jewels. Gold, Eddie. Addison stepped close behind him. Heaps and piles of gold. Eddie gritted his teeth. His knuckles grew white, gripping the cleats of the wooden rail. He underwent an intense internal struggle, like a kettle coming to a rolling boil. It was pointless to argue with Addison. It was like arguing with Mother Nature or Father Time. Addison was simply too great a force to be reckoned with. All right, fine. Eddie let out a long sigh, like air escaping from a popped tire. I'm in. Addison's team crept into their hotel suite with all possible stealth. The door was hanging ajar and clothes were strewn everywhere. The rooms had clearly been ransacked. Either that or the maid service had been inexplicably replaced by howler monkeys. Okay, only grab what you need, whispered Addison. I want us out of this room inside 2 minutes. Everyone set to work finding their clothes and filling their backpacks. Addison selected a fresh pair of linen slacks packed neatly in his hanging bag. I thought we were only bringing the necessities, said Molly. Addison gestured to his clothes, soiled by the ride in the Kowloon garbage truck. Well, I can't go find the Khan's treasure in these pants. Besides, looking sharp is a necessity. Addison donned the blindingly white dinner jacket he had received for his birthday. Molly was shocked. Are you really wearing that? I can wear white after Memorial Day, Addison said defensively. You look like a valet. Valets wear red jackets, Molly. Still, wouldn't it make sense for us to try to blend in? I never try to blend in, Molly. You should know that by now. Addison fished around in his suitcase. Since we know there are people out there who might hurt us, I'm also bringing this. He held out a butterfly knife. Where did you get that? So many questions, Mo. I checked it with my luggage. It's from our old friend Zubov. Addison flicked and twirled the knife. You've been practicing, says Raj. Well, the twirling is fun, but I haven't had any practice in actually fighting anyone. That's for the best, said Molly. You're not really planning on using that, are you? Hey, this saved our lives in Peru. Yes, you used it to free us from rope, not hurt someone. Addison, you're a pacifist. You wouldn't even show up to gym class. Now you want to start a knife fight? Well, I'm bringing it just in case. He carefully tucked it inside the pocket of his white blazer. Addison led the team out of the suite and down the back stairs of the hotel. It was 20 flights to ground level, but at least they wouldn't be spotted. Where to? Asked Eddie, wheezing for breath. The Fang Casino in Macau, said Addison. I want to try out one of those hydrofolds Madame Fang was so keen on. Isn't Madame Fang the last person we want to see right now? Asked Molly. Absolutely. Addison, I hate to state the obvious, but with you, it sometimes seems necessary. Go on. If we don't want to see Madame Fang, then isn't her casino the last